So, Amir, we have some new reports to talk about today. Tell us about the first report.
Yeah, very excited to share. The first report is CWV impact on organic search that primarily ties the connection between improvements in user experience by optimizing CWV into how does that translate into people finding your website and coming to it organically. Essentially, what you're looking at is essentially a trend line, a composite of CWV. We also have it separate on three other charts, independent CWV metrics. And then the area chart talks about the volume of organic search and how those trend over time.
So, Nick, why is that important? How are users who care about the Core Web Vitals going to use this?
Well, the most important thing is helping to tell the story of why it's important. And that's more than just the user experience aspect of it, which we all know matters. But one of the other things that we know matters is that Google uses this in their search algorithm when they're prioritizing search terms. So you could be fighting for a specific keyword. Maybe it's skiing. And if you want to win in skiing, then you got to make sure your Core Web Vitals are working very well and to your advantage. This helps you visualize that, tell the story, and get priority around the Core Web Vitals.
That's awesome. Okay, great. Amir, what's the second report that we want to talk about?
Yeah, the second report that we want to talk about is a report that essentially takes inventory of all of the URLs on your website. And when you think about it, you could have a lot of URLs on your website if you're an international hospitality company or international retailer. And so what it does, it gives executives and decision makers a perspective of the distribution of URLs according to Google's thresholds over time. And basically, as an executive, you can see over time whether your team is investing in those URLs, in those pages to make them better. Are you trending worse? And where do you want to invest?
Something that I like specifically about this report is that it's allowing us to bridge the gap between the Google Search Console and more technical specific data to triage. So as you're walking around your search console, you're going to fall into a report that's very similar to what you're going to see inside the Blue Triangle platform. That is bridging that gap because, as we all know, that search console, that's just built to report to tell you what URLs are bad, and it only gives you a subset of them. We're going to give you that ability to go down into a deeper level and be able to dive in and fix these problems so that it's more than just a report that just says the top 50 URLs.
And does that indicate then that there are a lot more URLs that may be an issue that you simply won't see in the Search Console?
Well, absolutely. Search Console is going to give you a count of them. It's going to give you a subset of the specific ones that you need to go focus on. It's not going to give you the context of volume. It's not going to give you the context of a lot of different elements of what's going to happen within it. But additionally to that, Google is using the 75th percentile of all of this at an origin level to be able to report on one specific number. That one number might be a 2.0 LCP. That's an outstanding LCP. But you might have a subset of URLs. Maybe 10,000 of your 11,000 URLs are poor, but the highest volume ones are good, so your numbers are going to look good at an aggregated level, but you still have problems that we need to go figure out because that is hurting specific search terms. It's all about making sure each individual page is succeeding towards the search terms that are the most important to your business.
And this gives us the ability then for them to see that, to get that insight.
Yes, we already have the ability to see that right now, but what we're really doing here is we're bridging the gap between Search Console and Blue Triangle Triage. So now you'll be able to have a nice step that goes between the two, has that same visual that you're used to in Search Console, and then we can dive in and peel that onion layer after layer after layer for you.
Awesome. And Amir, these are all available today?
The CWV impact on organic search is available, and the URL distribution is coming very, very soon.
Well, thanks, guys. This is new functionality that users can look forward to and some that they can already use.